People often ask us if before purchasing Château de Purnon, we understood the immense scale of the task ahead. Our answer is always the same. We had no idea. Château de Purnon has the highest listing of heritage protection in France. Classé monument historique, a classified historic monument. For 5 years, we have watched in awe as our teams of skilled artisans work through the challenges of preserving and restoring this exceptional domain. With patience, dedication, and artistry. There are weeks when progress is slow as unexpected challenges arise. And then there are weeks like this week. Here we are on the first floor of the chateau. This is Edouard's room. This is our future bibliothèque, which we have covered in many other videos. And right now I'm going to show you how much progress we've made since we sanded the floors. 0. This is 0 progress. We have been so preoccupied with the wedding, the Journée du Patrimoine, and all the other works. We've been being pulled in a million different directions at the same time. Nothing has happened up here, but today that must change. Our carpenters have called to say that the incredible Louis XVI bookcases that they have custom made for this room are nearly finished, and soon we are going to go and paint them. But before the bookcases are installed, all these tasks that are still outstanding need to be done. One is the skirting boards, and then I need to do the floor. So today, with so much action and so much noise coming from the stonemasons, there is no chance to take a break, so I am going to multitask. You may remember that I've been using the FAQ 202 LED silicone face mask now for some time and have noticed great results in my skin. My skin is noticeably clearer and brighter, and so today I'm going to combine a treatment from the app. I'm going to do an anti-aging treatment and painting the skirting boards, and this is one of the things I love about this mask. Because it is wireless, I can use it while I'm working. Let's go. The FAQ 202 is made from an ultralight flexible silicone to fit any face shape and has 8 different wavelengths, including NIR, which helps tackle the signs of aging, reducing wrinkles and fine lines. Farrow are offering you an additional 30% off all their best-selling products, including the FAQ 202 LED face mask, with the code 30C-Purnon. The code is stackable and can be used on already discounted items.
Well, this week's video really was paying tribute to our incredible stonemasons. We saw them transforming the bridge at the back of the chateau a few weeks ago, and now they've really done the most amazing work here on the terrace at the front of the chateau. And what I found amazing about it is really how they work together as a team.
Yeah.
We had one set working on shaping the stones, and then another group that were actually putting them all in place and doing the work here on the facades themselves.
Yeah, the symmetry of the work was incredible. They were so efficient, and to see the skills, they are just mind-blowing. We are so fortunate to witness it. And also, actually, this week, one of the stonemasons who started work on the chateau when we first started, the first day that the scaffolding arrived, returned, and he's here with his son who's working as an apprentice. So it's really also lovely to see the two of them working together as well.
It's a wonderful thing because it's a reminder that projects like this provide the opportunity to keep these skills alive for future generations, and we're not going to be able to protect chateaus like Château de Purnon if there isn't this pipeline into the younger generation, drawing them into these artisanal skills.
Yeah. So it was a big week.
Yeah.
Lots of progress.
Well, you've been following it really closely. Yeah. Perhaps you can share with us exactly what they're doing here on the terrace.
So I think it's important to look back to the 18th century when the chateau was first constructed. There were no gutters sitting underneath the roof. The water flowed directly off the roof into the stone gutter network in the dry moat. And here on the front terrace, the water actually flowed just directly onto the terrace. And there are 4 evacuation points for that water. Then in the 19th century, guttering was added to the roof. Our new guttering system, evacuation, is actually following the same path that they took.
Okay.
And so one of the things that our stonemasons have had to do is they've removed the steps from the 2 doors on either side, and they have then located the original 18th century guttering system, which was condemned when the new guttering system was put in place. They will then finish the copper gutters and follow the original 18th century water plan to evacuate the water to our 2 large cisterns that sit in front of the chateau.
Okay, so the 19th century zinc guttering has been removed.
Yeah.
The new copper guttering has been put in place. The copper guttering protects the facades in a way that the zinc guttering never did. Now the water will come down through the downpipes and then follow the 18th century evacuation system out into the cisterns.
Correct.
Okay.
That's correct. Okay. And so then the other thing that they've been doing here is restoring all this stonework, which is really what we've been seeing during the week and I've been obsessed with. And so this stonework was terribly deteriorated because at some point in time it had been covered in cement. So at some point the stonework was already very deteriorated. The decision was made to add the new wonder product cement to it, and the objective would have been to protect the stones from deteriorating anymore.
And so why is cement such a bad thing to add to this soft tuffo stone?
So the stone needs to breathe. It's very porous, and the cement prevents the stone from breathing. And so what happens is the stone then behind the cement just deteriorates worse. So some time ago, all the cement was removed. And then this week, all these stones have been either replaced or grafted. And also at the same time, what they've been doing is restoring all the entrance points to the basement. So you can see that there's sort of quite different treatments. Some of them are purely windows, and so that's for the area where the original kitchen was, to let light into the kitchen.
So all of these points here, they go into the basement, basically, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So these ones, the windows are for letting light into the 18th century kitchen.
Yep.
The 2 on either side of the stairs are for access into the basement. They actually have trapdoors on them, and then there's a hook behind, and so there must have been some kind of lever system to bring things in and out of the basement.
Yep.
Then the 2 on the western wing are actually ventilation for the wine carves, and so the treatment of the stone is quite different. And then also, talking about ventilation, underneath the stairs there's the 4 ventilation points underneath the stairs.
Which people often ask us about, because it is a bit odd, why are there these holes in the stairs? And so really it was all about letting air ventilate into some parts and circulate in some parts of the basement, and in other parts they wanted to actually let light in as well as air. And so in the wine carves, in the wine cellars, no light, but they wanted air to circulate, whereas over here they wanted light in so they could work and do things.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. During the video we've just watched, people saw the truck coming and taking away all the building waste that's being extracted during this process. And sometimes we get asked what happens to that. Perhaps you can answer that question.
It's a great question. The rubble goes to a quarry, it's crushed, and then it's used for road fill.
Okay, so
recycled.
So it's all recycled.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a big week here on the terrace.
So amazing to see this transformation. For those of you who want to follow the restoration of Château de Purnon more closely, we post an exclusive weekly video for our Patreon and YouTube members. And this week we discuss one of the very important decisions we've had to take, really that's troubled the Chateau ever since the widespread adoption of the automobile.
And that was done in conjunction with a visit from Australia from Ian Barker, our landscape designer, who is helping us with the plan for all the parks and gardens here. And so please, if you're interested in that, sign up to Patreon or sign up as a YouTube Plus Patreon Access member. Otherwise, we post frequent updates on Instagram, or just hit the subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and we will keep you updated here.